Next item on the agenda is 2022-0707, introduced by Commissioner Roach.
So the Honorable Rick Brewer, Chairman, and members of the Hawkins County Board of Commissioners regular session met this 25th day of July 2022. Resolution of reference, approval of appropriations for the 2022-2023 fiscal year budget. Be it resolved, the attached resolution be passed, making appropriations to the various funds of Hawkins County as per the attached budget documents. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
Motion by Commissioner Roach, second by Commissioner Reiniger. Is there any discussion? Commissioner Reiniger.
You'd like to amend the budget to include a 9% COLA for all general fund and solid waste employees.
You're making an amendment
To the budget,
to the budget on the,
9% cost of living adjustment to general fund and solid waste employees.
let me try to get that on the board.
Yeah, just that.
Let me clarify, make sure everybody understands. You're proposing to amend the budget to 9% instead of 7%, right? Okay. Does everybody understand that? This is amendment to the budget. Motion and second to amend the budget. Commissioner Housewright, you're recognized for discussion.
I'd like to ask Eric a question to make sure we have the figures correct. At the 8 cent, I believe I had, it was like 174,000 to go from the 7 to the 9% for the employees. Did that include the general fund? So basically, it will almost double, so you're talking 350, 349 for the 9% raise, or is it still gonna be at 174?
Still at the 174 figure.
Okay.
So, yeah,
I'd like to, the 9% was the cost of living for all the employees. I'd like to amend that to,
wait a minute, we got amendment already on the floor, we gotta
Okay.
vote on that first.
I would like to re-amend like that after we vote on that. You can change it, correct?
You can amend the amendment.
Amend, okay.
You can do that. Is that what you want to do?
We'll do that after we get this one voted on.
Well, no, you do it right now, you can amend the amendment right now.
I want to amend the amendment, I want to give all the employees, the general fund and the 12% of, because all they're getting, they're in essence not getting cost of living, just like Ronnie and everything. 9%, you just increased it to 15-cent tax increase property. I stated that it was 23,000 people. So if we're going to play and double the tax increase, the employees are the backbone of any business. They jeopardize, and I've seen it personally behind the house recently, they risk their lives. I want a 12-cent cost of living, or whatever you want to call it, for all the employees.
Let me clarify something right here. We don't have to vote on that amendment and then amend the amendment. What the orders to get on the floor, then you gotta vote on it. So this one's doing first. Okay. Commissioner Housewright has made a motion to amend the amendment to 12% instead of 9.
9 what, Ms. Weiniger, I want to raise it to 12% for all the departments of the county employees.
Is there a second on the amendment to the amendment?
I'll second it.
Commissioner Goins, that's on the other amendment, I'm sorry.
Do that.
You got a second?
Who seconded? Commissioner Harrell seconded.
Just a second.
Now, we're gonna have to do a roll call on that, right?
No, here for just a minute, she'll get it in here. So we have to vote on this. Okay.
So the other one goes away automatically.
If this passes, then I can't wait for it. And we go ahead and vote.
Motion to amend.
Give it up, man.
Just have order, please.
I'm behind on this one.
Charles House, from second my prayer. All right, we're ready.
We're ready to,
Hang on.
Kathy,
Ju-
is
Just to
any
be,
other discussion on the amendment to the amendment? Okay,
just to be clear, both of you just voted against a tax increase. But now you're voting to increase wages even more. And if you say it's as if, now, hey, I'd like to give them 40%,
I voted for the amount of tax increase.
correct? But you said 8 cents. You didn't really ever say it, actually, but you kind of insinuated around.
You
8
didn't
cents.
ask and I didn't say.
I actually didn't.
one at a time, please.
Didn't I? What do you suggest?
Is there any other
No,
discussion?
I'm not done. So just to be clear, the 9%, the 15-cent tax increase is a 6.91% increase. 15 cents is 6.91%. So then when we change this 9%, we're still upside down there. So while I'm never gonna say they don't deserve it, just keep in mind that we're now flipping our budget right back into a deeper deficit with no way, no suggestion of how to flip it back the other way.
Commissioner Harrell?
I've been on this commission for eight years. Every year I've been on it, I've seen increase after increase after increase. And I mean, we come in here last Monday night to discuss the budget, and all I heard the whole time is employees raises, employees raises. So, okay, let's give the employee raises. And I mean, we're overlooking the rest of this budget. I know we've got other stuff in this budget, but all we are discussing right now is employee raises. So let's give them the raises. Now, let's fix the rest of the budget. I mean, that's all we're doing. Yeah, I voted against it. I'm probably going to vote against this one because I'm not voting for this budget. This is the first budget I've had since I've been a commissioner that ain't had no cuts in it. There's not one cut in this budget.
Amen.
That's it.
And I'm not voting for it. Yeah, I'm for the employees. Give them a raise. Y'all want to sit here and discuss raises? Give it to them. But if you want everybody to vote for this budget, let's start making cuts.
Commissioner House,
On the 3%, okay, like Hannah said, you're going from 9 to 12. So, Eric, can you give us an exact figure from the 9, which you said was $174.39? So 3 more percent. Can you explain that to me? The
Yeah.
exact penny?
Yeah, I mean, on the fly here, I've got 473, 252 increase going from the 7% that was currently in the
I
budget.
can't hear you.
$473,252 would be the increased COLA cost. With the offsetting tax increase, looks like the new deficit would be 1.8, almost 1.9 million.
So as Ms. Weininger said, we're always playing with $2 million deficit. The employees are the backbone. We're in the hole. We're under $2 million. Give the employees a raise.
Any other discussion?
Where's he gonna get the $2 million at? I mean, I don't get that.
Well, let's
That's like they have. You've got on the average about 1.6, 1.8. I don't have my figures. I'm trying to remember over the calculation of the wheel tax, and Eric, correct me if I'm wrong, I think $30 of the last 40 that was, it all goes into the general fund, correct? The $30 on the wheel tax.
Yes, 30 goes into the general fund on earmarked, the other 10 goes in earmarked.
Okay, and about 70% of the last, I forget the time, D transactions been out of state. We've lost 7,000 on the census of the population, and all we've heard is the employees, and everyone in this room knows when you have a problem and you do call for help, you don't care what it costs. How do you put a price on life?
Any other discussion?
I'm not saying, no, don't give these people a raise.
I didn't say you did. I'm just making it statement.
But I mean, you're robbing Peter to pay Paul here, and one of them's going out of money. And then where you gonna get that money from? Us. We're right back to where we started again. Okay. Yeah. I think blood pressure feels.
Commissioner Barrett,
Over here.
I'd like to recognize Ms. Kirkpatrick.
Okay, you guys, thank you for what you're doing, but this is getting ridiculous. You say we've not cut anything in the budget. Let me tell you something, 5 years ago, Mike, you can tell me when, you all came to us as office holders, and we cut everything possible, and you know that. And if any one of you is welcome to come in my office and tell me where I am wasting a penny. We've got books falling apart. If I told you what it would cost to update the records and get them back to where they are, and my actual job as register of deeds is to keep those records together, it would cost millions to do what's gonna be done, because when I went into that office 43 years ago, a book cost $45 to put those records in. The paper to put in the books was $40 a pack. That pack of linen paper that you have to have now, and you've got to maintain your temperature at a certain temperature, that paper is almost $400 for 500 sheets. The covers to go on the books is well over $300 now. I'm fixing to have to buy a map cabinet because state law is now requiring if you sell property, you've got to have a survey. You've got to have a map recorded before the deed's done. Those map cabinets, the first one we bought was about $4,000. We're now on cabinet 5. It's gonna run about $7,000. And another problem I have nowhere to put it. I mean, we are totally out of room. But that's the least of my worries, because we've dealt with it all these years. But I do not understand, there's nobody in here, as an office holder, I dare say, has anything in our budget that can truly be cut. As you know, the cost of everything's going up. Our ink pens, our paper, whatever we have to use. You know, I'm sorry, but it's not that things have not been cut. It's the fact that they were cut 5 years ago, and we just had to deal and do the best we can with what we've got. I buy things out of my pocket. You know, I bought 2 dehumidifiers and put in my office because of the problem with the water. The humidity in there hurt the books. But you know, I challenge you, if you think we're wasting money, come show us, because I would love to know where in my budget there's any money that you can take back. Thank you.
I'll say this on behalf of Judy. I've looked at her budget, and the only way that she's gonna reduce anything in her office is to cut employees. That's the only
At
way.
this point, I can't do it, guys, because I don't know how the census says we lost 7,000 people. We had 1,500 new deeds, new transactions that came into this county from 21, through 21. We did not lose people. You know, I don't know if they counted part of Hopkins County's Kingsport as Sullivan County, but I can assure you, I bet you if they go back and look, we didn't lose people.
I was correct in that statement, wasn't it, Judy? The way the census said like 7,000.
Yeah, but I don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't either. Like you said, 70% of the deed transactions
it's-
out of state.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any other discussion on the amendment to the amendment? We ready to vote?
Can you clarify so everybody understands what you're voting on?
I'll let
please,
you
Mr. Chairman?
clarify it there, as far as the amendment to the amendment. You want made it?
Okay, I just want to increase the 9% cost of living to 12% for all the employees.
General
If they
fund,
heard Eric's numbers.
general fund and solid waste.
General fund and solid waste, and
Thank
it's
you.
still gonna land at about 1.6 in the deficit. Ms. Weininger said we're always planning for 2 million, so we're $400,000 better.
Everybody ready to vote?
I got a question. If this don't pass, the 12, can she go back to the 9?
He'll go
Yes,
back
go
to the
back to the
house.
First Amendment if this fails.
Are we ready? All right, everyone cast your vote on the amendment to the amendment.
Five yes, 14 no, 2 absent.
The amendment to the amendment fails. We're back on the original amendment. Is there any more discussion on the original amendment? Is everyone clear what the original amendment was? 9% is amended from,
Yes.
the original budget was 7, is amended to 9.
Okay, we're going back to Hannah's.
Yes.
Right,
Okay.
amendment. Is there any more discussion on that? Is everyone ready to vote on the amendment? Everybody, please cast your vote.
Thirteen yes, 6 no, 2 absent.
The amendment passes. Now we're back on the resolution as amended.
Yes. 22,
Does everyone know where we're at now? All right, we're back on the original resolution as amended. The budget,
9%.
the budget, and now we're 9%, still 7% on the budget.
So the tax rate will be 231 and change.
And now we're on a whole entirely different thing. Now we're on the budget part.
Yeah.
Tax rate's already voted.
Okay. Is there any more discussion on the budget? Mr. Harrell?
Eric,
Yes.
can you tell me where the radio stuff is in the budget?
Most of the radios already resolved. The radios were purchased this year. They should be in your 21-22 column. The radios were purchased out of the EMA budget, which is 54490. If you're talking about the communication towers, those will be in Fund 171.
Okay, and I got one more question.
Go ahead.
Next month, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. DeWitt, Commissioner DeWitt.
Yes.
Ain't we voting on Daniel Boyd's thing next month? Shouldn't that be somewhere in this budget, just in case?
We're
we
still in-
approve it, or?
Commissioner Crowe, we're still investigating where that's supposed to go and the logistics of that. There will probably be a resolution in August, but I don't know what it's gonna be at this point.
So
Eric
what
is
do we-
talking to the state.
What are we gonna do about the money that we do this? It's about roughly $134,000.
General fund.
That's general fund.
Any other discussion? Everyone ready to vote? Everyone please cast your vote.
Thirteen yes, 6 no, 2 absent.
Resolution carried. Mr. Bean, I'd like to recognize